Yeah, I hope. I think for the neutral spectator, it have been a very entertaining match. I think it was a high-paced game. I think we didn't start off as well as I'd hoped, but yeah, I think overall, I think it was a great game. My opinion of St. Louis is that they're way better than the points they have got so far this season, and it's a difficult team to play. They have some strength especially in the counter attacks, and they hit us a little bit hard a couple of times. I would also say our structure defensively was not that good in the beginning, but then we took over, and I think the last 20 minutes of the first half was very good. And then in the second half, we turned on the engines and played with the force and also with the quality that we need, and also created the chances. Of course, we should have scored and maybe got ourselves up in the game. But when it didn't happen and we got behind, then of course we couldn't have made a better story than how it ended for ourselves. But we dug ourselves into a couple of holes. We were able to crawl out, but yeah, we look strong in many parts of the game, but we also have to be more disciplined, and that's obviously something that we have to go forward with.
Perfect. We'll go Joshua, then Paul, please. Jesper, what was said at halftime to just push the team better in the second half?
We had a couple of video clips. We showed the players of how we could change the structure in our pressing, and how we could maybe have some possibilities in the build-up that could make it a little bit better. I think in general, the last 20 minutes they ran a lot after the ball, and that also made it easier for us in the second half to especially make the build-up, and then of course the quality in the crosses, the quality in the last execution. When you want to score and have to score, then that was better. And then, of course, we missed a couple of big chances that could have given us the lead in the game. And had we gotten that, I think we would have, then I think we would have maybe won more comfortably. But football is like this. It's great, and it's fun, and it's, sometimes a little bit too rough when you stand on the sideline, but nice outcome for us today.
And just going forward, how do you make sure that first half doesn't really happen again in the future?
No, we can't make sure of that. We prepare ourselves best possible every time, and we don't try to come out and get behind. I think we've been a little bit unfortunate for the last couple of games. In San Jose the development of the game was difficult for us, and last time I think we were clearly the better team, but conceded a goal in the end. Here it was the opposite, but I think some of the things you saw in the second half was because of the foundation, especially the way we moved the ball in the first half, the last 20 minutes, because I think we tired them a little bit, which made it easier for us to get up the field. And I would like us to play like we did in the second half the entire game, but we also have to consider that we have opponents who want to make things difficult for us, and we cannot just say now we go out and play the way we want all the time. They also have a say about it, so yeah, that's football.
Jesper, Thomas played 90 minutes and then 15 further minutes. How do you feel he moved out there tonight in his movements, his legs? Because you have now 21 days before the next game. Was there a decision made to kind of keep him out there because of the long wait?
Yeah, it was a little bit longer than we talked about on beforehand. But Thomas' presence has already shown on the training ground, and so he's already become a focal point for us. I wanted to keep him in. Also, as you say, we have a long break. I think we could go a little bit over. He obviously is going to need some extra recovery time. Of course, he will, because it's way more than also. I thought that he should play today, but on the other hand, it's not the first game he plays, so he's also good at managing himself. And I think that he's a great professional. age is what it is, but he's a great professional. He's very good at preparing himself. He also knows when to take a break in the game. I could also see that in the end that some of the when we attacked, he was not the first back all the time. But I think he played well, and I wanted to keep him on the pitch.
He's a leader on and off the pitch, but he's been here for a little bit. I'm wondering, was it your decision, a team decision, to make him captain for this game?
It was my decision. I think if you have a player like Thomas, he needs to be in. He needs to be heard. He needs to be in the captain's group. I talked to Brian about it. I talked to Sebastian. Those who have also been captains, that he will be the vice captain to Gold, and I think it's very natural. They thought it was a good idea, and I spoke to Thomas about it, and without, I don't want to say a lot about what I talked to the players about, but he doesn't need an armband or anything, but he's a great leader on and off the pitch. He's a great guy, and I think it's very important also to send the message that he is all in for the group, and he wants to affect the group from the inside, not standing on the outside, and so he takes upon him the responsibility. That's why he come. He said many times he's here because he would try to win something here and wants to win something here, and he wants to lead, and of course he's a natural player, natural person doing so.
Any concern, Jesper, about the 2 goals that you conceded and the manner that you conceded those goals?
Yeah. Of course, there's always concerns. I had some concerns about some things. The first part of the game, when we lost the ball, we lost it. We were too open. Football is balanced and is a balance, and I think that we many times in this game we were too open. We didn't have the right attacking balance. We didn't have, we were playing, for me, a little bit too emotional. Everybody is, want to go and want to showcase that we are a good team, and we are. Also, Thomas coming in, and it electrifies also the other players. We wanted to show that we're a good team, but football is a balance, and I think that we didn't find the right balance in some moments. I think we were enough in the second goal. We were enough players behind the ball. We were +1. +2, but of course we had some very offensive-minded players going forward. Tristan was going in for the cross, and Matthias was attacking all the time when we could maybe find a little bit of balance. And in the end, Matthias got the penalty. So football is a balance. They had a throw in the second half. I was not happy with. They threw it directly into backspace, and Eddie had to cover that up. Johan had a very good game, I think. Very good game behind the defense line. He was very good playing the sweeper keeper behind the defense line, and a couple of situations could have been bad. Hasn't it been for him? So I think overall we of course want to also play with emotions. It's a game where you also show and play with emotions, and you want to also showcase yourself in front of a great crowd, and I have to say that the atmosphere in the stadium was great, and we hope we can deliver on the pitch. I hope people find the way we play entertaining and inspiring, and that's what we want to. And then the atmosphere and supporters, and they will give back. That's what it's about. It's you play together with the fans, and that's what we want. But a little bit over emotional in many situations today, I think.
And with the 3-week break now, which obviously has come about because Orlando City is still in the League's Cup, how do you manage that period of time? Having had recently an extended break as well, I mean, what's the outlook now with what you want to do over this 3-week break?
I have no idea. I've never tried it before mid-season. Have a 3-week break? No. We have a lot of things that we need. Basti has just come in. Jodrik just come in. Kenji, you can see that he needs some work. Of course, there'll be national team call-ups. There'll be some players not here, but Thomas still needs to work on his fitness level, and we need to work on all the details, all the things we haven't really had the time to work on. We had the 2-week break last time, but at that point I thought that it was important for the players to get some days off. They've been listening to me for way too long, and they needed a break off. Some of them have been to the Gold Cup, so they needed that. This time we need to work more on the pitch and make some good practice sessions and make sure that we, from this point on, go forward even stronger than we are at the moment.
Jesper, can you give us an update on Brian White?
It's very fast. I don't really know, but it was a hamstring issue, and we have to figure out how severe it was. Brian has been good so far to know when before it's too bad. So we have to see. You'll get an update when we know more.
There are going to be people who question whether the penalty at the end of the game was a penalty. What did you see from your perspective?
I couldn't see it. So it's I saw, but listen, we play with the VAR, and the penalty was given. Sometimes I agree, sometimes I disagree. I didn't really see it. The first time I could see that the way Matthias fell looked like he somehow hit him, maybe unintentionally. But even if it's unintentionally, it takes away the possibility for Matthias. So, but I don't know. I think the biggest penalty I saw today was on Sabi, but that was not given, and 2 others were given. So, but yeah, listen, we had one against us in San Jose. I thought was not a penalty. Listen, we play with VAR, and I think that's a good thing. I didn't agree in San Jose, but that's how it is. But in the end, the referee has to make a decision, and yeah.
Jesper, you talked about Thomas's influence on the players, but what about the fans? You've now had 2 games in front of sellout crowds.
Yeah, I think it's great, and as I said before, I think we're really getting the support that we hope for. You can never say deserve, because who knows what you deserve. But I think the players have done very well throughout the season, and but the hype that's been created with Thomas coming in, I think, has elevated everybody in the entire organization. I think it's way easier. We get recognition from all over. And everybody looks at us, and we're on a different football map now. And I think that's great. From my perspective, I think the players have done so well this season. I think they deserve, that there's hype around them. And Thomas is also a player who, with the career he's had, with the player he is, with the person he is, of course he will create excitement around him. Of course he will. If not, then we're in the wrong business. So I think that's just great. But the support and all the fans, I would also like to thank, because it's great, and we couldn't have put up a better script than today. If we wanted to win, then getting out of trouble and winning in the last minute on the penalty from Thomas. So I think they got a little bit also for the money today.
Yeah, hi, I'm Elke with West Coast German News, and my question is, there's a new German player in town. And what are the chances are that he's going to be playing in September 13th, and how's it going with Thomas and Sebastian?
Yeah, Sebastian just arrived, and we had him in the squad because we thought that he would be able to play some minutes. Of course, not full minutes. He just arrived and was with us Thursday on the training ground, very light, because he came in Wednesday night. And then he had a full training session yesterday, but of course we have to also look into that he comes straight out of a preseason without much game on the last part here, and he also needs to build himself up. So I think that there's of course a way better chance that he's going to play next time. So he will be here. He's here for playing and helping the team and helping the club getting stronger and better. And I'm also looking forward to see him on the pitch. Okay.